You're slamming that thing, man.
Makes good shooting easy. Hard,
we are shooting in total ice fog tonight. If this isn't a good test for basically everything we're running at here, I don't know what is.
Solid hits.
Comes 10 rounds to the bottom block. Dude, it's one hole. Check it out. Yeah,
see it right here. All testable hits.
Shooters, go!
Alright, here we go.
Tactical Doodle, Troy Industries T-22 1022 chassis. Running a Tactical Solutions barrel. That sky is beautiful, look at that. I don't know if this is capturing it all the way. Alright, skillet when you're ready. Troy Industries T-22. Tear him up! Next target. That was well played. Well played.
That's a sick chassis.
It's cool, man.
This combo, the TAC Solutions, it's just so light and tossable. It's like nothing's there. There's nothing holding you from going to one target to the next.
There's lots of great 1022 stuff out there. I've reviewed some of it. This is probably my favorite stock for the 1022, hands down. It's basically a TRX rail for the 1022. Monolithic platform, topside. It just rules.
Something I don't know if you totally note just from looking at it, but this is great in the hand. This little area, how they bevel it.
Yeah,
awesome.
That is cool. It's like a real smooth transition, huh?
Yeah.
It's cool having that light on there. You can see like the puffs of smoke.
It's cool.
You wailed on it, man. Nice shooting. Troy Industries T-22. Rocking and rolling in TNP. See you guys. TNP Nation, what is up? On the table tonight, one of my all-time favorite tactically outfitted Ruger 1022s. Hey guys, this is of course Nutnfancy running the Nutnfancy project, TNP for short, and heck, we're almost into year 4 of the project. And even if you're not a part of the so-called TNP Nation, maybe you will be after watching this video. If you like it, remember to subscribe, please. The link's in the upper right. If you have flash media on your phone or computer, you'll see it. Appreciate it. It motivates me in the work. And yes, it takes a heck of a lot of work to make these videos, to do the product testing, all that good stuff. But yes, nice it is very, very fun.
On that last part.
All right, awesome, we're going to talk about tactical 1022s. And this currently is my favorite of the sort. First and foremost, I do have a philosophy video out there, and it has been out there for a while, on the subject of tactical 22s. Look in the upper right. Again, you'll see the link to that video if you have flash media. I suggest you watch it perhaps prior to watching this video, because I lay down a lot of philosophy that I will play to this review. I don't want to recover it all. And it basically goes over what I think comprises the name Tactical 22 and what it needs to have. I'll cover some of those features now. And speaking of features, this particular gun, I'm going to call it the Troy TacSol T-22, is the major components are from two of my all-time favorite companies, Troy Industries and then Tactical Solutions. Both of them are actually personal friends of mine at this point. They are associates of the Nutnfancy project, and both made long journeys to come out and shoot with TNP. First, Tactical Solutions. Last year, I think it was last year, they came out and man, freaking Keith shot in a blizzard with us. Crockett 20, my buddy, was with us. It was a three-man crew out in the blowing snow as we tested, that's hilarious. We tested the Tactical Solutions products. One of them, of course, were these Tactical Solutions barrels for the 1022. They performed without failure of any kind that I can remember. Loved having Keith out. Love all of Tactical Solutions products. I'm going to cover more in specific tabletop reviews. And then we got Troy Industries. This is a Troy Industries T-22 chassis for the Ruger 1022. Man, that's a mouthful. Lots to say. A lot of 22s in there. All-time favorite chassis right here, brethren. Right here. It is expensive. We'll get to value. Heck, we'll get to value right now, why don't we? And I was thinking how to best cover it because I have some components I want to talk about. I want to talk about the chassis. Want to mention the Tactical Solutions barrel. There are some things that I would like to convey via tabletop form that I really don't know that I've done to this point. I think the best way to do it is review this like it's its own gun. I'm basically reviewing a Tactical 22 carbine, so I'm just going to do that. Just go down the talking points, blah, blah, blah. Make it as concise as I can, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be fun. If you're a 22 fan like I am, you guys have a headquarters for 22 fun here in TNP. You know that. I'm not all about the big guns. I'm about economical and fun training. I love it when I can go out and shoot. I'm getting distracted already into value. I love it when I can go out and shoot 500 of these and I don't come away going, oh my gosh, I just spent so much money out there. It was fun, but man, it just killed me financially. Welcome to the world of 22s. Again, it's a part of that philosophy video, the highs and lows of the Tactical 22. Let's get going. History and track record. Well, the chassis here is brand new. Not brand new, but we saw it for the first time at SHOT Show 2011 with James doing, by the way, an outstanding booth review for Troy. I'm sure any one of those fellows would have done it, but James just knocked it out of the park because he knows his product. He's good about his product. He's very knowledgeable about his product. He knows the benefits of his product. The T-22 chassis is relatively new. So there really isn't a track record except here in TNP. Because this gun has about 2,000, I repeat, 2,000 rounds through it in preparation for this tabletop. That's a lot of track record in my book for the short amount of time I was trying to do it. And I was actually trying to get this review done before Troy came and shot with us. No matter. So there's your track record. I don't think it's really going to be a player because this is a chassis system. It's not really a gun. And by the way, as we go along, I'm going to, by necessity, kind of review the Ruger 1022 again. I already have a series out there posted, I think, in 2008 or 9. The Ruger 1022, the Everyman's Rifle. Multi-part series. Kind of old school Nutnfancy. I still like that series a lot. Go check that out on my overall love and interest in the Ruger 1022. Track record on the Tactical Solutions barrels is very well established. They've been in the market for a very long time. This is a completely perfected product. Sometimes we don't see that from manufacturers initially. By the way, that's a Phoenix TK21, also completing testing in TNP. May mention that later. But the TacSol barrels, they're squared away. I mean, the dimensions are right, they fit right, they chamber well, they're very reliable, and as you will see later on, they're extremely accurate. There you go, history and track record. From both of the major components on this rifle, to include the Ruger 1022, are extremely proven. I mean, the Ruger 1022 has been out there for eons. You guys saw in the Everyman's Rifle series, the one that I got personally from my dad in 1976. Still got that rifle. Love it. Thousands and thousands out there. Very, very proven. Enough said on that. Value. I already talked about the caliber choice, right? Extremely affordable. Even if you go with an upgraded ammunition, which I recommend, the 40 grain solid nose CCI MiniMags. Oh, I love that ammo. It just cycles so well. Again, you'll see later, it's extremely accurate as well. Value on the whole gun as it sits, however, with all the components I'm going to show you, probably will do that under accessories, pretty much blows. Actually, I gotta change that. It doesn't blow, it's just expensive. Okay, but I gotta back up here and put some reality into this, because sometimes I'll talk about expensive stuff on the camera, and guys that perhaps don't have a lot of money or don't have a lot of money to throw into a 22, they'll go, hey man, I just don't get it. I would never spend that on a 22. I know, but we're talking second kind of cool. Go watch that philosophy video. I mean, what's second kind of cool to you or another dude may not be the same type of second kind of cool to me. There's a lot of us out there that are willing to put some money into a very economical rifle. So you're going to have a high initial purchase price when all these components are outfitted on. That's true. It's going to be a lot of money, but it's going to last you a lifetime. And it costs almost nothing. Well, not almost nothing, but it's very cheap to shoot. Okay, with those benefits, I think there's a lot to be said, because sometimes guys will put thousands upon thousands of dollars into their tactical carbines, 223, 556, 308, 762 by 39, and then they don't go out and shoot it that much because the ammunition is so expensive, depending on the caliber, of course. This is a gun you're going to put money into, and you're going to be able to go out and enjoy it year after year, year after year, and then go and give it to your kids, your relatives, or whoever you want to give it to. So I will say value is actually moderate. I was just kind of kidding when I said it blows, but it's moderate. The purchase price on, I don't even know if I have my notes here. I'm just kind of freewheeling it. The purchase price on the Troy T-22 is not cheap, and this is the T-22 Sport model. This is the one I prefer, by the way. They have a tactical model that has, I think, a quad rail on it. You guys at SHOT Show 2011 with James saw me just go gaga over this, because this is my all-time favorite form factor for an AR-15 rail. It's very slim and trim. It's ergonomic. It doesn't have extraneous rails on it that I don't need. I just put rail sections on it where I want them and if I want them. If I just want to run it totally clean, there you go. Do it. Now, if you want to go with the tactical version, has a lot of rail. It more mimics a standard AR-15 quad rail. Rock on, it's going to be more expensive. I'll ballpark the price on this, and honestly, I don't even know if I wrote it down. It's going to be $300-ish, I think. Ouch. Dude, that's a lot for a rail. Yeah, it is. I ain't going to say it isn't. It isn't. It is a lot. Tactical Solutions barrel is expensive too. I mean, that's, I don't know, $2-ish. Depending if you get the threaded version, that was wearing the Tactical Solutions compensator, which I totally love. Suppressor ready, by the way. Even more awesome. Yeah, the TacSol barrel's expensive. The T-22 chassis, expensive. But they'll last forever. Everything I just said plays. I'll talk about the other accessories here in a little bit. I would say value is moderate. And the pride of ownership, once you get it, the second kind of cool, the joy that you'll feel, joy, I don't even know if that's the right way to say it, is going to be immense. And then if we go into the philosophies of use, maybe versatility down in there somewhere. It will help you train. Is it exactly the same battery of arms as an AR-15? No, it's not. It's a Ruger 1022. I think it more mimics the M14, M1A, Mini 14, and AK series of rifles with how the magazine attaches and your charging handle right here. I think it's great training for those platforms. And while you're at it, you might have some training ergonomically with the rail system that will be on your AK. So I think the training philosophy of use is a good point. It's not identical. There's some other options out there, like the outstanding Smith & Wesson M&P 1522. Some 22 conversions for your AR-15s, which I've covered in the past. There you go, size and weight. Well, get this. Let me show you this in the background. This is another favorite Ruger 1022. Here you go. I'm going to break it out into its own tabletop. Stay subscribed. That features the outstanding tech-sghts on a stock synthetically equipped Ruger 1022. And that has a quad accessory rail on there, by the way. I'll cover that when we get to that video. This is a favorite 1022. Kind of a LTR, Liberty training rifle. Just love it. Left the stock trigger on it. Put a Clark Custom trigger in it, a smaller front bead on it, which I'm running also, by the way, in the T-22 you see on the table. That's a 0.034 inch round bead. It gives you a little bit more precision. You might lose it in low light, as I've learned. Yeah, kind of a downside, but this is a great rifle. Another favorite 1022, not a tactical 22 specifically. Actually, with that rail, it can run a light. Huh, maybe it is a tactical 22. This one, the reason I'm bringing this up, it weighs a whopping 5 pounds. I had it written down somewhere. 5 pounds. This one actually adds weight. What? Nutnfancy, you're all about lightweight. Well, yeah, usually I am. I think this adds just a few more ounces. This, with no magazine, no light on it, the Troy TacSol T-22 is going to weigh 5 pounds. I want to say 5 pounds 4 ounces. I don't have my notes in front of me. I left them. A little bit more weight. In my book, it's good weight. There you have it. Bottom line, because you're going to get integrated backup iron sights already attached. You're going to have a lot of rail space. You're not going to be limited. And by the way, it's just freaking cool. There you go. It's just cool. I just love the looks of it. I like how it handles. I like how it swings into position. And that might bring up the point, and some of you might have been thinking this already, is, well, how come you've never reviewed or you don't like the Ruger SR22? Well, you're right on both accounts. I don't know if I'll ever review that because I just don't dig it. The SR22 is heavy. While this adds a few more ounces over a stock synthetic 1022, it's minimal, and the SR22 is much heavier. I think it's 6 pounds something. But that's what my AR-15 weighs. I want to mimic that weight. I understand. I don't. I'll still take it light, you know, seriously. In case this goes into a POU of something different, that maybe I want to use it tactically. I want to suppress it. You know, I want to take out some targets, and this actually leaves a training POU and goes into a defensive or offensive POU. You know what I'm saying? You can see the weight. I'm sorry, the size too. It's going to be shorter because it has a collapsible stock option on it, the T-22. That makes it a little bit more packable than perhaps your regular 1022. And yes, there's all kinds of versions, and there's all kinds of great stocks out there for the the 1022. This is just one of them. Pressing on, firepower. It's firepower for the regular 1022, right? My current favorite magazines, might break them out into its own video or ones like it. The BX25s by Ruger. Oh man, do I love these magazines. Finally, Ruger comes out with a factory magazine. Only took them 30 years. Holy cow, dudes. Better late than never, I guess. And the thing I love about the BX25 is that you don't have to dick around with it. There's nothing to adjust. That's not saying these Tactical Innovations magazines are bad. They're actually quite good. But they have 4 screws to adjust, and these 4 screws can actually cause problems because they can be misadjusted. I've had one that was causing all kinds of problems. I have to dink around with it, and that's a project in and of itself. Okay, adjust it, fire, adjust it, fire, adjust it, fire. Oh wait, it's not right for that ammo. How about we just make it factory spec and don't dick around with it? Welcome to the BX25. Current favorite magazine for this, and it ran very well out of the T-22. In the background, you see a BlackDog 50-round drum. How are those, Nutnfancy? Well, I'm still testing them. If I were to tell you right now, I would say they suck. Yeah, I took this one out in cold conditions, about 15 degrees, jamming about every other shot with Federal bulk ammunition. Well, run better ammunition. No. It should run on bulk ammo. It shouldn't need like high-end ammo to run out of a drum. I do, however, hear that there are lots of good reports on the BlackDog, so that's not a final judgment. I'm going to break it down to a video of some sort, I think. So stay tuned on the BlackDog, but I'll tell you what, they kind of sucked during this test. Gone bye-bye. That's firepower. And by the way, there's other 50-round options out there which are actually pretty excellent. As far as I've heard, I haven't really tested them. The Pro Mag has a 50-round mag, and then you have that MWG teardrop that's been out forever. I had one in the 1980s. That design has been sold and brought back several times over the years. I'm talking the teardrop MWG, and I generally don't like it because it has a wind-up mechanism that if you let it spin free, it's going to strip out the cogs and the gears. Having done that twice myself when I was a young man, I was like, I'm not using these anymore. I just go with these. BX25s or Tactical Innovations. I mean, once you get them squared away, they're actually pretty good, and they're steel. reinforced. They have steel lips, steel fronts, steel backs. And these both you can take apart to clean, by the way, which is a huge advantage. Every magazine should have that. That's firepower. It is outstanding. Oh, on to accuracy. Let me tell you this. The regular 1022, as it comes out of the box, is excellent. Let me bring this bad boy back. Okay, this is a tech-sghts. Love tech-sghts, by the way. Oh man, are they just excellent. Moves that sight more rearward. Again, that's going to be its own video. Oh, just love it. Precise aperture GI style sights. They blow away the standard 1022 sights. And like I said, out of the box, this is an accurate combination. Here's what I did with it at 25 yards. You'll see this target again. Okay, and this is cold turkey after bore sighting. I'm talking like all I did is laser bore sight it. I didn't even do anything with the sights at all, and that's 25 yards. The only reason I'm showing you this is because I like being real with you guys. I don't want to act like, oh yeah, man, this Tactical Solutions barrel is so much better accuracy-wise than a Ruger 1022 barrel. I'll never say crap like that. I'm not going to say it's better. I'm going to say it's easily as good. Here's a 50-yard string. I'm sorry, 25 yards. This is rapid fire with CCI. Rapid fire, stock trigger. This is a replacement trigger in there. I'll get to it here in a sec. Okay, so it is supremely accurate. Then I did some standing drills, not too impressive. I'll show you guys everything, right? That's actually pretty good. This was at Impact Guns, 25 yards standing with the gun you see on the table. Stock trigger. I'm actually pretty happy with that. For me, there's a nice group right there. Nice. I mean, I hadn't adjusted it yet, so you can see it shooting high. Not so nice there because I opened it up with that flyer there. But standing, dudes, I'll take it. Yeah. And then there's that one right there. I got to cruise through these because there's a lot. Like I said, we shot thousands of rounds out of this thing. I got carried away, I admit it. Carried away. I'm like, man, this is fun. I need to slow shooting down. Here we go. 25 yards. Troy TacSol T-22 1022. 25 yards in the desert with a stock trigger. This was November 2011. Look at that group. This is my son Tactical Doodle shooting it. Let me make some room for the inset. There you go. Whoa. Slamming. Look at that. That's a 5-shot, 1-hole group with iron sights. Oh my gosh. Can you do this with a stock 1022? Yeah, I think you can. But you'll have just as good, if not even slightly better accuracy with the Troy. Oh, I love that group right there. So much to show you guys. Here we go. And I said scope target because that's what this is. This target actually is from Cheaper Than Dirt, by the way. I love this target. It's meant for scope, so it's really not an ideal target to be shooting with irons, but worked out pretty good. There's a good group right there. I think I'm shooting these ones. Yep, I signed it. 25 yards, pure irons right there. Oh, look at that, dudes. Happy with those groups. Happy. That is some sweet shooting. 3-round group right there, a couple more. Oh my gosh. I gotta tell you, the backup iron sights integrated into the Troy T-22 are just phenomenal. Spring loaded, they pop right up. They are full on Troy Battlesights. And if you guys have shot Troy Battlesights, you'll know how good they are. There's a lot of good ones in the market. I'm not just saying Troy's the only game in town, but one of the expenses that you're paying for when you get a T-22 chassis are these awesome sights. Awesome sights. You put that smaller bead on there, you're ready for some precision. This could be a great LTR as well. Show up to your shoot with this sucker. Everybody's going to want to shoot it. I'll just tell you that right now. Got to cruise. Okay, then I outfitted one of my all-time favorite high-value 22 scopes, a Weaver RV9. Reviewed that eons ago. What? You don't have an RV9? What are you smoking, dudes? You're going to be hard-pressed to find a scope, at least to my knowledge, that's priced like this and that has its capabilities and clarity. Doesn't have a ballistic reticle, but for a 22, you pretty much don't need it. One thing I love about it that I said in the review is that it has a focusable objective down to very close ranges in case you want to have some competitions with your buddies. Hey man, let's shoot Army men at 15 yards. I think that, by the way, trying to move my stuff around here, I think that, by the way, would be an awesome afternoon spent. Take your 22s out with your scopes. Heck, do it with iron sights. Love the scope, though. Getting carried away. This is what I did with it. Whoa. Wicked. All CCI. Oh, here's some Federal bulk right there. Federal bulk. Federal bulk. Federal bulk. I think either at the beginning or end of the video, I'm going to roll in some more footage. Look at that. That's a 3-shot group, 1 hole, basically 1 hole. Phenomenal accuracy. Here comes 50 yards with the RV9. Pretty slamming, pretty slamming. I think I got some more 50-yard groups. Yep, Troy, I got to read the top. There's 2011, 50 yards. This is with backup iron sights. Suck it. Dude, 5 rounds? Basically into a sub-inch group at 50 yards. I know a lot of you guys can shoot this all day long. I get excited when I shoot that way. 50 yards, there you go. RV9. That was rapid fire. I'll show you the video on that somewhere. That's not a hole. That's just some smudge. This is all the shots in rapid fire. Wow, dudes. That is an accurate barrel that Tactical Solutions has on there. Accurate. 50-yard irons. I'll end with that one. Slamming accuracy. Slamming. The Tactical Solutions barrel, props, bro. Props to Keith and company up there in Idaho, putting together a barrel that just performs. Yes, the regular 1022 is still accurate, still love it, but it's not as light as a TacSol barrel is, and it certainly isn't as cool, sorry. And it's threaded, ready for your compensator or suppressor. Here we go. Man, I'm sorry, there's so much to talk about. Isn't this fun though? Ergonomics. I think it's fun when I can slap on AR-15 accessories onto my Tactical 22. Running a CTR stock at the back. I kind of wish I had that Troy stock on it. Not the Facebook equipped one. I'm kidding. That GPS equipped one, the nav stock, just their stock. That is actually a pretty sweet stock. CTR have been my favorite for years. That's running a Tangodown grip on it. I will say this, you can see there's a gap here. That might be a downside of the T-22 chassis. Tried to put a Myad or MOE grip on it, and because it flares out at the back, it won't fit this curvature right here. FYI. The chassis itself, though, the ergonomics I've mentioned already are just excellent. The slim rail, the folding sights. By the way, notice that the sights, you have to push down the button to retract them, which we all want, right? And then look how flat they are. So you can just forget about them and run that scope as low as you want on there. By the way, the AR-15 mount, this is just, I think, a really affordable UTG mount. That one's in. Very affordable. And it's an AR-15 height, and that's what you're going to need scope ring-wise if you do end up running a scope. And by the way, I'm going to pretty much run this gun irons mostly because I just love it. I love the iron setup on them. It's very slim and quick, and I'm going to use that RV9 as a backup if and when I need more precision or target identification and or night capabilities. Stock, sight, all that stuff is just excellent in the T-22. On to trigger. The stock trigger out of a Ruger 1022 is adequate. It, however, does not excite me, and I don't think it excites a lot of aficionados of the 1022. Actually, maybe not a lot, but some. This is outfitted with a Clark Custom trigger. And I'm going to give you the Brownell's call number. I do have that written down here. I think. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I do. Here we go. Clark Custom trigger, Brownell's number 181377-100. For about $65 FFL price. That is a rockin' 1022 trigger.
Oh my gosh.
Rockin', easy to install. It pulls at about 3.5 crisp pounds. It did not really contribute that much to accuracy because, got to be honest with you, most of those targets I just showed you, I shot with a stock trigger. I didn't throw this one in until later. And then we've got an extended charging handle on there on this Troy T-22 chassis, and that is by a company called Force Productions. Brownell's number is 791-000-088 for about $25 FFL, and it rocks. Especially when, if you're like me, you come off offside like an AK or a Mini 14 and you charge that way. A little bit of extra length on the charging handle kind of helps. Those are some ergonomic improvements I put on there. It's just overall operation of this now is smooth and reliable and fast. And then of course a Phoenix TK21. Riding on a short rail. Those rails, by the way, I think they include 2 sections with a sport chassis. I could be wrong on that, but they are available in 2-inch, 3.2, 4.2, and 5.4, is that right? Yeah, 5.4 inch lengths. So you can put on wherever you want them. That's all I'm running on this. I'm not even running a VG on it. I want it clean, light, and fast into action. I'll tell you, my son, Tactical Doodle, was shredding it with this gun on the Action Target Rimfire dueling tree. And we did a little bit of that too on the Troy shoot. Man, good times. Field strip and maintenance. It's like any Ruger 1022 once you dig into the T-22 chassis. This is how it goes on. It basically has 2 hex screws right there that will slide onto this portion of the receiver. So you'll loosen these, pull this out, and it actually mates and dovetails into the top of the receiver and covers the entire top of the Ruger 1022. Notice that none of the Ruger receiver is visible, just like their MCS chassis that Troy does. Pretty cool. So you'll pull that off, and once you have that off, then you just take it down like any 1022. There's your receiver screw here. Pull it out of the action, good to go. All the breakdown is similar. I'm not going to go over any more than that. I do recommend the following though. Tighten that up, tighten these up, and Loctite these. Had my son Tactical Doodle put the rail on. We're out there shooting, and lo and behold, the whole rail comes off. I'm like, dude, did you torque those enough, and did you blue Loctite them? He's like, oh no. Kids, what are you going to do? So yeah, I took them out, degreased them, tightened them up. Once you have that done, you're not going to have any problems at all. Field strip and maintenance is just amazing. Simple, that is. Reliability and durability. The receiver is actually from the very compact 1022 I showed you guys in 2008. This receiver is. It's been in the Nutnfancy family forever. I was like, hey, I think I'm going to retask that to be a Troy TacSol T-22. And so I just grabbed that receiver, stored the barrel, put the Tactical Solutions barrel on, which by the way is a snap. Just got the 2 bolts here at the base. Once you pull the receiver out, attach that Tactical Solutions barrel on. That's very easy to do. All you're going to do is make sure that that extractor notch is lined up with your bolt. Oh, and by the way, I do think I have a sharp edge extractor in there by Volt Quartz, and not necessary, but I don't know, I had an extra one laying around. I was like, I'll throw that in there. Easy to install. But overall reliability, as it's set up, even with a Clark custom trigger, nigh on to 100%. I really can't remember any jams, and I'm talking running Federal and Federal bulk, and then the CCI MiniMags. It is a 22. 22s are imperfect. You will get jams regardless, sooner or later, but I would say it's phenomenal. And then you have just an awesome 6000 series aluminum chassis that Troy puts together. It's just such a great product. Same for Tactical Solutions. The materials they use are just so proven and squared away. Their CNC capabilities are precise, and they're American made. Don't like the price? Well, that's the price of doing business with a quality United States made product. And you are supporting a 100% American workforce, as far as I know, with both companies, Tactical Solutions and Troy Industries. Pay the money, support the workforce. Forgot to mention this in ergonomics. I got an ambi end plate on there. Just had an extra one. I think it's from KZ. That is bowtactical.com. And this is a KZ brand single point sling with a mash hook. Love them. Simple, cheap, lightweight. You see me run it all the time. Enjoyment. Sorry this is going so long, man, but you can see I ain't messing around. I'm covering information. It's just excellent. It is excellent. I mean, it's off the chart, second type of cool for me personally. Hey, Nutnfancy, we're gonna go out and shoot the the Troy TacSol T-22 all day. You in? Yeah, I'm in. I would have as much fun doing that on the steel plates and the types of drills you see me do here in TNP as I would pretty much any other gun. Well, almost. I do like centerfire better. A little bit better. It's just funner, and I just like the blast. I like controlling the recoil, 3-way battle rifles, freaking rock, sub guns, whatever. I love all that. But I will have a blast with the Troy TacSol T-22. It is one of my all-time favorite tactically oriented 1022s. Not the only game in town. There's some great stocks out there. Still like the one by Tapco. That one's an excellent option as well. Lots of others. This is a Hall of Famer to me though, especially as it's equipped. The outstanding Troy Industries T-22 Sport chassis on it. Man, I love it. Tactical Solutions, threaded barrel, ready for suppressor, running the compensator. Those outstanding Troy Industries backup iron sights. Phoenix TK21 rocking there. Force Productions, extended charging handle. Clark Custom trigger. Tangodown, Magpul CTR. Wow. A favorite. That's a Nutnfancy review. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Keep going.